Update to Costco. It looks like they're only allowing a certain amount of people at the same time, which I guess is good, right? Social distancing is important. You can just drop that?
Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to my room and to another episode of Serial Snob. I'm your host, Thomas Hicks, as always. Today I wanted to talk about my recent trip to Costco because it was very different than the previous trip I had to Costco. As you can tell by the intro video, they're having people come in there in lines now, and they're implementing some sort of social distancing. Plus, everyone has gloves on, and while I have fingerless gloves, I figured these were like better than nothing, you know? So I went with these gloves. But I thought it was interesting in such a little time how far they came, and I wanted to share that experience with you guys. Now, one of the things I also thought was worth highlighting is just the cereal selection at Costco, because personally, I've never been too big a fan of like how little cereals they have there, but given the times and how some things might be more difficult to find, I thought I'd show you what they do have available at Costco, and from what they do have available at Costco, what I recommend or know about them. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get right into that. Before I even entered the cereal aisle, there was this big bulk stack of a tri-box of cereal with Apple Jacks, Fruit Loops, and Cocoa Puffs all together. Now, once upon a time I bought this because I was like, man, all three cereals, one box, that's a pretty great deal. But a couple things about this in general just bug me personally because one, all the cereal is individually bagged in there, but not boxed. So if you pull one bag out, getting it back in is a very difficult thing to do. And that's just one small complaint. The other big complaint, and probably the only real major complaint I have that's valid, is because the Fruit Loops are next to the Cocoa Pebbles or next to the Apple Jacks, and they're not like airtight seals. Some of the flavor like actually goes from one to the other, and then your Apple Jacks kind of taste like Fruit Loops, or they also kind of taste like Cocoa Puffs, and vice versa. And I think if you're looking for anything that's just, if you want Apple Jacks, go buy Apple Jacks from the store. And if you want Fruit Loops, just buy Fruit Loops because they sell it there in 2 boxes. Or, if you want Cocoa Pebbles, get it somewhere else. But buying them together, while it might be a good deal overall, I don't recommend it because the cereal itself is just kind of, it's not right. Another thing worth mentioning in the cereal aisle is the Morning Summit cereal. As you can see here, that box is $13. Now, there's a reason why it's $13. On the front, it says big bold letters, the first ingredient is almonds. But it's not just almonds. There are like dried cranberries, cherries, pumpkin seeds, and granola. It's like a very healthy alternative to your typical cereal. But it's a $13 alternative to your typical cereal. And I think that's just way too much for me to pay for a box of cereal to take like just a leap of faith, right? Like, yeah, I might actually like all those things in a trail mix, but as a cereal, I don't think so. But if they sold it as a trail mix, honestly, I'd probably be more likely to buy it because I do love buying trail mixes. But I think this is an attempt, at least in some articles I saw recently, for General Mills to try and give people who aren't buying cereal, aka millennials, because apparently we don't have time to eat cereal. But you all know that's not true with me, and I'm sure it's not true with you. So I don't know who isn't buying cereal, because I have literally way too much to count. But this box, to try and get people who aren't buying cereal because they think they're not buying it because it's not healthy, I don't know if it's going to work. Actually, I would bet good money it won't work. Anyways, moving on. Other cereals they just had there were Raisin Bran Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Honey Nut Cheerios, Lucky Charms, Frosted Mini Wheats, Special K, and Fruit Loops. Oh, actually, they also had Honey Bunches of Oats, which, according to a survey, apparently the entire West Coast loves. But 2 bags of Honey Bunches of Oats, you count them, literally 2. 48 ounces was only $3.45. I don't know if I've ever bought Honey Bunches of Oats in my life, but I saw that and it was such a good deal. I was like, I have to buy this, right? I felt obligated because like, this is just such a good deal and I will eat the cereal because I know it's good. I just haven't bought it myself. And it was actually kind of funny as I was recording a video, I think for the Frosted Mini Wheats, another couple came by and actually just listened to it.
You want cereal?
What's that?
Wait, you like
sugar. I do like
It's like $3.45 for 2 boxes.
I know, right?
That's the best deal I've ever seen on cereal.
Yeah.
Get it.
Thank you for the
Yeah, I never get it, and I was like, today's the day. Honey Bunches of Oats. Yeah, so because of me, I pushed them to buy the Honey Bunches of Oats, and they did. And I'm sure they're happy about it, as you would be. But that deal, $3.45 for 2 bags, is only good until April 5th. So if you're not going to get there by this weekend, it'll probably go back up. I think $2.50 more, around like, what is that? $4.95. No, $5.95. Still a good deal, but not as good. Now that's it for the cereal, but I want to talk about Costco in general and how it seems like they've evolved the past 3 weeks. I said earlier, they've come a long way. First off, they have products in stock now that they didn't before. There was an abundance of toilet paper, and they had people literally just manning a tray or like a tons of pallets of them in the middle, just handing them out to people as they walk by, limiting them one by one. They also had bread in stock, and last time they had no bread whatsoever. And when it came to chicken, last time they had 0 packaged uncooked chicken meat, but now they still didn't have that, but they had stripped rotisserie chicken meat all packaged together as like an alternative. So I bought 2 of those because I love cooking chicken. It's my favorite type of meat to cook at home. It's just a leaner protein, and it's not red meat. I'm just worried about red meat. You probably understand. I don't need to explain much, or I don't need to explain that very much. But they had that, and they also had these cough guards, like clear plexiglass cough guards at the registers, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool thing. And I also caught this on camera too, and check out this clip.
I think it's ever.
Oh, really? I mean, it is shallow.
It's strategy, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was funny because that guy was like, well, he was like, I don't think this is a great idea. I'm like, why not? It doesn't make you feel taken care of. He's like, well, yeah, a little bit. I'm like, I think that alone is probably worth it, even if it doesn't do much. Because, you know, like if I talk to him directly on, there's a plexiglass in front of us, but if I go pay where my credit card is, there's no plexiglass, so I like look over and I can talk to him, right? So it's different and weird, but it's interesting that Costco's flexed in that way in order to try and protect their employees, or at least let them think they're trying to protect them. And I think either way, it's a good gesture, and thumbs up to Costco for that. And when I was leaving Costco, everybody who shops at Costco knows when you leave Costco, you show them the receipt, they put a little mark on the receipt, say, okay, you're free to go, as they check your your card. But this time, they didn't even grab my receipt. I showed the person my receipt because that's what you do when you leave Costco. And they didn't even touch the receipt. They didn't grab it for me. They didn't even mark it. Look at that. No mark. They like saw I had it. They just like looked at it as it was in my hands and made sure I didn't give it to them like I was trying to do. And they're like, okay, you're good to go. I was like, that's it? Okay. So I got back in my car. And by the way, I got like a really sweet parking spot. It was like literally 2 aisles from the front. And that's how Costco has been. Like, people are saying places are crazy. And while they may be a little crazy, I still had to fight less than normal to get there, which I think says a ton about where the world is right now and how little we are traveling compared to normal. Like, even just this morning, I drove to my daughter's house. It's like 10 miles, something like that. But literally, I don't think I had a single stop. I was just like, me. I went there, no traffic, nothing at 8 a.m. On what day is this? A Tuesday? Yeah, strange times. And, you know, the world's going to get crazier before it gets better. But one thing I want to let you guys know is that we are definitely in this together. You're not alone. So if things get bad for you, you can rest assured to some extent that things are probably bad for almost everybody at the moment. And because of that, I think we're at a time in the world where we're like, you know what? We're all experiencing hardship and we all need an extra help or an extra helping hand. So how about we just give them that in some small way or another? And not everyone's gonna be good at this. It won't always feel right, but I think we've never been in a better position as far as a society goes and the economy to realize if we don't help out the economy and the people that make the economy run, aka you and me, the people buying and making products and helping sell those products to people, then the economy goes to shit. And they don't want that, because if it gets worse, it gets really, really worse. But like I said, we're in this together, and as long as I'm here going through it, I'll be here to share it with you, and I hope you can just tag along for that journey too. Okay? So I'll talk to you guys sometime soon. I have my Peeps review coming out next, so you guys will see that in the next couple of days. Okay? Thanks for watching. Go to Costco or whatever store, and I'll keep updating you on my end, okay? Bye, guys.